Welcome back, friends, to another Reverse 1999 video. Today we're going to take a deep dive into 1.3, with it being only 2 weeks and 1 day away. We're going to take a look at this trailer right here and go ahead and dive into the 3 new characters that we will be getting. One of them is going to be Kanjira, which is a plant-based DPS and debuffer. We have Black Dwarf, which is going to be a damage dealer as well, and Shamane as a beast support. So this one looks like it's taking place kind of in like more ancient times, back during the time of like Egypt and Alexandria, where knowledge and stars and constellations and everything were very important to the way that civilization kind of pushed forward. The character concepts are really cool. I cannot wait to start summoning on these. I love the designs. Shamane looks like a freaking goat. I love that mechanical arm. The whole aspect of the tutor and student and everything like that during this is a pretty interesting dynamic. I can't wait to see the entire story. A lot of these Reverse 1999 stuff, I go ahead and stay out of any of the content for the other servers. But I'm thinking about possibly opening up an account with the JP server or KR server, Chinese server, and just go ahead and pushing forward on that. That way I can play with the new characters before they come to global. That way I can explain a little bit more how I'm utilizing them before they get here. Yeah, this looks like a really cool patch. I can't wait for it. We're almost there. It's so close away. If you guys are, who y'all going to be summoning for? Let me know. Who y'all going to be summoning for? Shamane, he looks amazing. He's going to be the first, I would say, beast support unit that is coming out that we have that is actually high ranking, that is worth using on your team. Look at these animations, like freaking amazing. I love that. And his cosmetics and everything, the aesthetics of his character looks freaking badass, like a shaman, like a old school shaman. Black Dwarf actually is one of them that I was looking forward to the most, because I love astrology, and anything to do with space is probably one of my favorite things, subjects that I love looking into, researching about, and learning about. And Kanjira, I just love the aesthetic of her. She's like a little gypsy girl traveling around. She has like these cool, unique abilities and stuff like that that we haven't seen before in the game, where her passive actually gives you different abilities for her abilities, or different styles of the way that her abilities work. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, we get some new skins. We get some new character skins and stuff like that as well coming out with the pickle skin. That looks pretty cool. This one is DK, I believe. Black Dwarf and Shamane. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive right into the characters. And up first, we have Kanjira. Like I said, she is going to be a debuff DPS poison plant-based 5-star. She, if there wasn't the characters that we have already for the poison team, I think she would fit pretty cool in there. The only thing with her abilities, if we come down here, we'll look at this first and then we'll pop right back into it. Her first insight, or her passive, is called Wandering Knowledge. So at the start of the turn, the caster performs a divination and gains Jade Fortune, Pearl Fortune, and Agate's Fortune in each turn. Jade Fortune, the next use of Hey Punji, which is right here. One target deals 150% mental damage, inflicts poison for 2 rounds. While in the Fortune state, inflicts an additional stack of poison, so we get up to 3 poisons there. If you're in this state, the next one is going to be the Pearl Fortune, which is for O Divination, which is this one right here, her second ability. One attack deals 200% mental damage, and the Pearl state inflicts Layer of Confusion. So in these states that her insight is allowing her to get, it kind of manipulates the way that her abilities work. So if we look up here, same thing with the ultimate. Mass attack deals 300% mental damage to all enemies. This attack damage is increased by 10%. If in the Agate's Fortune state, this attack damage is increased by an additional 15. So 25% damage increase on top of the 300% if you're in that state. So is she going to be someone that you're going to want to slot into a team? Probably not. She's a pretty cool character. I mean, if you just got unlucky and didn't get like Sotheby and Satsuki or any of these other plant-based poison DPSs or, debuffers, I'm sorry, then possibly you can slot her in. But if you already have those kind of team setups with Jessica, then she's probably going to be sitting in the back. She's not going to get that much play time. Not really worth it. You got her portrays, kind of just some damage increases, pushes up the poison for 3 rounds. Side cubes, basically the same thing as most any other debuffers. His bout in duty. This one allows you to get the HP, the carrier's basically defeated by the carrier HP plus. Hopscotch, this one is just for ultimate incantation damage. Blasphemer of the Night, if the target has 2 or more negative status down, so damage dealt as a poison user, then of course they're going to have the negative status down. And then the last one being Brave New World, after the caster casts an ultimate incantation, next incantation is buffed. So overall, she has a really cool aesthetic. I love the aesthetic. I hope I get her. I'd love to just play around with her and stuff like that and different team comps, but is she going to be a priority for me? Definitely not. Not someone that I'm going to be going after to build up for any team, really. Her stats are kind of subpar. They don't really give us anything that we don't have already. So on to Black Dwarf, which is going to be our mineral 6-star. She is a DPS burst damage follow-up. The cool aesthetics of her, like I said before, is that astrology feel. She's like a teacher within like an academy, teaching about the stars and planets and everything like that. So very cool base concept. I can't wait to actually be able to read her story and learn more about her. She's one of my most anticipated characters before, I believe, like 37 and 6 and stuff like that. I like those aesthetics of those characters. And Ula, the little fire girl, too. Can't wait to get her. So let's take a look at her insight. When a planet is removed, gain 1 stack of Saturn divination, Mars divination, or full moon divination. And so these divinations is kind of the same concept of Kanjira, depending on which planet you have. So Saturn gives you plus 6% penetration rate for each stack, going up all the way to 18 with the 3 stack. This one is Mars is a 6% leech, which is lifesteal, going up to 18%. And then full moon is 6% skill power for each stack, going up to 18%. The cool thing with her is she is going to be the first unit that we get in the game for global that is going to be follow-up. And I believe the only other character that is going to be coming out after that. Let's go ahead and take a look. Any tag. I believe it's 37 if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to follow-up. Yeah, so 37 is going to be the next follow-up unit that we get after Black Dwarf. Let's go ahead and take a look at her abilities. So first ability is this. It is called Mythical Meteors. Mass attack deals 135% mental damage to 2 enemies. Upon casting, gain 1 stack of Mars. So this ability is going to be giving you the stack of Mars, which is your leech rate right there. We want to stack this one up if we want to get some health back. So this is pretty cool too. Black Dwarf is in my opinion, she is a better version of Eternity in regards to having more utility rather than just having the leech life. She can also self-buff herself, but it takes some time ramping her up. So depending on which playstyle you're doing with her and what other characters you bring to the table as your support and survivor, or if you want to do a dual DPS, she can kind of help just keeping herself alive, where you can have like a single target healer that is just helping the other damage dealer, or you can go with a support that's just buffing her and debuffing the other team as well. So she's going to be very interesting to play with once we get her out. Jumping into the Insight 2 is just a critical rate, and then of course her Insight 3 is going to buff all of the kind of planetary effects and stuff like that, giving her more damage. She gets some cool little quirks with, like, if full moon is the most removed planet, immediately gains spell incantation 2 for 1.5 rounds. Spell incantation 2 right here, when a round begins, 2 random incantations gain +1 star. This one right here is just talking about the planet, so we already went over those. This one is going to be a AoE attack for 2 enemies. We're going to gain the Mars. If it's stacked all the way to 3, then we're getting 18% Leech Leaf. The next one is Enchanted Strike. This is where we're going to be getting the Saturn. The Saturn is the penetration rate, so big damage off of this one. Single target is 180% mental damage upon casting. Gain 1 stack of Saturn. So pretty cool right here as well. You're getting lifesteal on her first, and you're getting big damage on the second. And then with her ultimate, removes all planets, deals 600% mental damage, gains 2 stacks of Full Moon. So Full Moon is coming off of the ultimate, which gives you the skill power plus stacked up. For her, I was looking into other characters that do bigger single target damage for AoE. I'm sorry, not for AoE, for ultimates. And with her, I was looking at Luxurious Leisure as being one of the better Psycubes for her. Brave New World would be another one. And his Bout in Duty would be another one as well. I think all of these would be good. And then we have this new one that will be coming out during that event, which is at the end of the round. This wearer gained at least +3 Moxie this round. The power of the wearer's next ultimate is increased by 8%. So with her, you are going to be stacking a lot of abilities up because you want to get those stacks of the planets. So you do want to be using multiple of her abilities in one turn. Kind of the way her kit works. So you need like a non-selfish support, like a Pickles on your team that doesn't have to go every single turn and can kind of just stack his abilities without using them. Last one is going to be Thunderous Applause. When the carrier's one target attack scores a critical hit, critical damage plus 16%. So pretty cool right there with Black Dwarf. Let's go ahead and just take a look at her aesthetics one more time. Yeah, I truly cannot wait to get her. And I hope that they bring out some more costumes and everything for her later on. She looks like a really neat unit, and I think she will age very well with her kit in the future with other units coming out. And last but not least, the man of the hour, Mr. Shamane, which is the 6-star beast debuffer DPS burst damage. He is a pretty interesting unit, for sure. So his inheritance 1 is for every stats down status on target when attacking, damage dealt increased by 8%, maximum of 24%. So already a huge thing. Definitely want to use him on a team that is just going to have other units just debuffing the hell out of the enemies, because he's going to do massive damage and he's going to be doing some debuffs himself. So he can self-sustain with his own abilities to get some of this damage going out there as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at his aesthetics real quick before we dive in. Yeah, just a really cool kind of like Western shaman looking character here. And then he's more in his natural aesthetics, I would say. I love this little arm right here. I can't wait. I hope in the story we find out why he has that arm, because if his lore is based off of the way he looks, then he should have been in a time and place before technology really boomed in this era to have like a freaking mechanical arm. So interesting overall. I can't wait to see what he works, like the way his story works and everything like that. Let's go ahead and jump right back up. So right here, the Nature's Blessing is his special effect. So after casting the user's ultimate, consume all stacks of this to restore an amount of Moxie equal to the number of stacks consumed. So that's pretty crazy. He probably can just straight up ult twice if I'm reading that correctly. I can't wait to test that out, because that's pretty interesting. After the caster, consume all time. Yeah, that seems like you could get like a straight up 2 times ult off on him if I'm reading that correctly. So his first is Spirit Medium. Mass debuff increases damage taken by all enemies 10%. So that's pretty cool. He has a just straight up damage taken buff, and it goes up to 30% and reduces reality and mental defense. So very good debuffer. I mean, I promise you he's definitely S tier for a long time. Or S+, whatever the highest ranking. He'll definitely be S tier for a long time with something like that. Number 2 is going to be the Apprentice's Dance. One target deals 200% reality damage. This one grants, at level 2, the 2-star grants 1 layer of Nature's Blessing. At level 3, also 1 layer of Nature's Blessing. So, okay. Yeah, if you stack this skill 2 enough, let's say 5 times, then you can get enough moxie back to straight up have his ultimate after using it, because this consumes it and then you get it back after that. So pretty cool. His ultimate is mass attack, deals 250% reality damage to all enemies. Crit rate on the primary target is increased by 20%, and excess crit rate is converted to crit damage. Wow. Wow, yeah, so crit build on him for sure. I love these conversions. Whenever crit rate is just straight up converted, the excess goes to crit damage is huge, because we have characters that can boost our crit rate right now as well with the support. So that is an insane kind of ability. I mean, he can even be a main DPS, honestly. I guarantee you can build him as a main DPS. He doesn't have to be in the support role. But overall, these units look really freaking cool. The stuff that's going to be best for him, we're going to be looking at, is the Carrot of the Heart is going to be the one that we just went over right now. That's the one coming new. Brave New World, Her Second Life, and his Bout in Duty will be the ones that we want to go with throughout there. But overall, can't wait for 1.3. We're so close. It's 2 weeks and 1 day away. Let me know which one of these guys you're going to be summoning for down in the comments. And as always, please hit that subscribe button. It does help so much. We do reverse 1999 content every day or every other day, depending on the content that is out. If there's anything you want me to cover in the next video, please let me know down below. And I can't wait to see y'all then.